Welcome back to Brendan Fitness and Money, where we use the power of sweat and spreadsheets to crush our goals. Hey, I got asked a great question today on YouTube on my last Yotta Savings video, and it was, what about taxes? No one is talking about the fact that you're getting awarded prize money like on a game show. Isn't that taxed differently than your normal savings account interest? I didn't know the answer, so I had to do the research, and now I'm sharing it with you. So thank you very much for asking the question. So the first place I looked was on the Yotta Savings FAQ website. If you scroll down and you get to About Yotta, it says, how do you offer better value than most banks? And here's our first clue. It says, we partner with banks, so they're not a bank, that don't have bloated marketing budgets and real estate expenses, allowing us to pass on 20 to 100 times more value on your savings than Wells Fargo and Chase than they can in the form of monthly savings bonus prizes. So is it really interest? Is it a prize? Clearly right here, it's a prize. Oh my gosh. What does this mean? That 1.5 to 2.5% that the internet guys have calculated that this equates to over and above the 0.2% base interest rate that you get, combined with all the bonus prizes you're bound to win in little nickel and dime amounts over time. Is that really 1.5 to 2.5%, or will you get hammered with prize taxes? Let's check it out. The next question that I found on Yotta's FAQ is, can I really never lose? And it says, you really can't lose and there really is no catch. Even if you don't win a prize, your money still grows 20 times faster than with the other guys. You can withdraw at any time. There are no fees. So again, they're mentioning prizes here, but there really isn't any other info on the FAQ. We've got to go to the official rules of the Sweepstakes. So now we're on the official Sweepstakes rules site, and that's my first indication that this is different than a normal bank. Because when you're with Ally or anybody else, they don't call your interest a sweepstakes. It's not. This is a different thing. So as you go on and read this, the verbiage that's used throughout this entire official rules set is sweepstakes, winners, and prizes. And that threw up a red flag for me because at first it seems like Yotta's great, there's no catches, let's just play a little bit of a game here. And then I'm starting to wonder as I'm reading this, maybe the other shoe is about to drop. Maybe we're gonna get crushed in taxes if you ever do win one of the bigger prizes, and it won't be worth it. And can we just pause to appreciate the fact that the two ways you can get a ticket are either by using the app, like 99.99% of us are, or to mail in a handwritten letter and have the numbers you want on there, send it to New York, and they will give you one ticket. I think I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to send in a handwritten letter just to see what happens and to see if I get a ticket. Comment below on the numbers that I should use on my handwritten ticket. So under number 6 in the official rules on the Yotta website, it starts to kind of get into prizes and taxes and just mentions it briefly enough here. And this is what it says. Prizes will be awarded to your Yotta account. Makes sense. If you do not have a Yotta account, you will be mailed a check. That one guy who's like out on some rural farm who wrote in his one ticket and he wins, he's gonna get mailed a check. They reserve the rights to do whatever. Here we go. Winner is responsible for all taxes and fees associated with prize receipt and or use, all federal, state, and local liabilities, as well as any other costs and expenses not specified herein as being awarded are the sole responsibility of the winner. Prize will be awarded only if the potential prize winner fully complies with these official rules. Okay, this is the line where they give you the, hey, we told you so. You should have known this as you got into this. It says right here, you had to agree to the terms and conditions, like we all just quickly check and then move on. So now this forced me to go and try and get a deeper understanding of both how your interest is taxed on a normal savings account, as well as how prize monies are taxed. So first, savings account interest and how that relates to taxes. Well, basically, whenever you get interest from your high yield savings account or your bank account or wherever you're getting interest payments, that will be given to you on a form from that bank, from that financial institution, from whoever, and it'll go on this form, this 1099 int, I-N-T, like interest. And it says, any interest earned on a savings account is taxable. Your bank will send you a 1099 int form for any interest earned over $10, but you're supposed to report any interest whatsoever. If you're reporting any interest that you got that was under $10, you are a saint and a rule follower and a little bit like Dwight Schrute. It's not a bad thing. Which, that makes sense, right? It makes sense that your normal interest would be taxed just like any other income, and that falls under the guidelines of your income taxes in your particular situation. That's not the same for everybody. It's different depending on the money you make, whether or not you do the standard deduction or you itemize, all the other kind of factors of giving money away, if you have kids, any other things that are wrapped into that. That's your situation, but it just counts as earned income. Like you got another $10 or $100 or $1,000 from your normal boss and your normal paycheck. It's kind of the same thing. Now, taxes on prize winnings. This is where it gets good. This makes me remember like those stories of either people on like The Price is Right or on that show Pimp My Ride, and they like couldn't afford somehow to get the prize and would have to like give it back, and this whole thing was kind of crazy. We'll get into that. The big revelation is whenever you get prize money, it is reported as ordinary income. I didn't know this. I thought for some reason it was taxed more heavily than that, but apparently it's not. So that's kind of a good thing. The H&R Block website says, generally the US federal government taxes prizes, awards, sweepstakes, raffle, and lottery winnings, and other similar types of income as ordinary income, no matter the amount. Interesting. Your state will tax the winnings too, unless you live in a state that does not impose a state level income tax. So again, it's just mirroring your normal income. And this could be a bit of a headache and a problem if you suddenly win, say, $10 million from Yotta Savings. But at that point, I think you can foot the bill for a great CPA, possibly an attorney that specializes in tax law, this kind of thing, and you can get it figured out. But those are the kind of problems we're all hoping to have, right? Similar to the income that you receive from your interest payment from that bank or financial institution on that 1099 form, whenever you have prize winnings, you get a 1099 MISC form, like miscellaneous. And this is all these other kinds of miscellaneous ways that you can receive income are all on that 1099. I didn't realize that prize winnings fell under that kind of ordinary scenario, because a lot of different kinds of income are reported on that 1099 MISC. Technically, the threshold to report income on that 1099 form is $600, but you obviously are supposed to report anything at all, even if it's under that $600 threshold. So some of the types of income that you're intended to report on a 1099 MISC form are rents, royalties, and non-employee compensation. So the one caveat with the Tesla is the tax withholding that happens and the money that you would have to put up front. This is where people get into trouble whenever they win the car on The Price is Right or the boat or whatever, because there's tax withholding that's set up front, and you, the winner, have to foot the bill. The rule is, if the sweepstake prize is worth more than $5,000, the sponsor, i.e. Yotta Bank, must withhold 25% of the prize value for federal taxes and may have to withhold state taxes as well. If it's a car or other expensive merchandise, you may be required to give the sponsor the cash to pay the federal tax withholding before the sponsor will release the non-cash prize to you. So, in the case of this Tesla that we're all hoping to win, it's worth about $38,000. If we use that same 25% rule, not even taking into account state taxes, that's $9,500 that you are responsible for now. So if you've only got $3,000 to your name and you win the big prize of the Tesla, you can either borrow the money and keep the Tesla, or Yotta says right in their description that you're allowed to just take the cash value of the Tesla instead of the car. So to summarize, it's just ordinary income, even if it's a prize from Yotta. It's great. I really hope that this creates headaches for both you and I in the future. I really hope that we have to figure out how that will affect our overall tax decisions whenever next year rolls around and we have to report this, because we've won such vast sums of money that we're having to figure this out. So you can have the 10 million, I'll take the Tesla, or vice versa, however you want to structure it. But either way, use my code below in the description or here on the screen to sign up and get your 100 free tickets to increase your odds and fast forward this timing before you get your millions of dollars. If you have any more questions about Yotta, put them below in the comments. And until next time, I'll see ya.